face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I also have another YouTube channel called Latina Diaspora, where I talk about issues regarding Latinos residing in the United States. The link to that channel is in the description. First of all, I just want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And my apologies for starting early. This stream was supposed to go on at 9:30, but so I won't conflict with another content creator. I decided to go live at this time. First of all, let me just say I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just recently joined, I really appreciate your love, warmth, and support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into their devices, as well as those who follow me on social media and those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So, tonight we're going to have another episode of Open Discussion. And for those of you who are not familiar with what it is that we do here, an open discussion, I will share my point of view regarding several topics. And of course, the audience will have the opportunity to opine as well. Also, if the audience have any topics that they want me to talk about, I will do my best to talk about those topics. Okay. Now, if there's a topic which I do not have a great deal of knowledge, I will be humble enough and acknowledge that. So, what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to be talking about tonight is there's going to be a change regarding the stream schedule. So starting next week, for the most part, unless otherwise advised, I will be doing a Sunday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night schedule as far as Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Hopefully, that won't conflict with as many content creators as possible, because I'm aware that whenever several of us have streams, it does affect the attendance. Okay. As far as my other channels concerned, which is Latina Diaspora, I will be doing lives on Saturday afternoon. Okay. Unless otherwise notified. Okay. Now, I will be on, I would say, about an hour, maybe 90 minutes, depending how things go. So again, unfortunately, there's not going to be another backstage, but by next week, hopefully, things will get a little bit more stable as far as my schedule is concerned. Oh, before I forget, let me just state for the record that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone wishes to hit that link and opine regarding any topic that we're talking about, you're more than welcome to do so. As always, if I have never seen you before, if I never heard from you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage to make sure that no one flashes anything inappropriate, which would cause the people of YouTube to take down this stream. So I see we have someone in this. Good evening, Lion Sage. Thank you very much for stopping by. I don't know if this is your first time here. If it is, welcome to the platform. There are issues where we try to find logical solutions, and of course, everyone is free to express their point of view. The only thing I ask, oh, you're from New Zealand. Wow. I can just imagine. It's probably Saturday morning, if I'm not mistaken, or but in any case, thank you and greetings from New Zealand. Thank you very much. Um, I don't know if you have subscribed to the channel. If you have not done so, hopefully you will consider. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is okay. Thank you. Welcome back. Now, it is good to see that my dear friends, Radical Latino and Latin Splaining TV, are back producing content. They've been participating in a YouTube sabbatical, so to speak, for a considerable amount of time. Um, I do not know fully, but people have lives, people have other responsibilities, so it's great to see them back producing content. Okay, and of course, um, lately, Let's Explain TV has been talking about the situation with the migrants and the fact of the matter that this current administration is now engaging or trying to engage in massive deportation. Okay. Now, as I stated before, I do not know a great deal regarding the topic. Okay. I do know that each country, whether it be the United States, whether it be New Zealand, or whether it be any other country on the planet, have the right to govern how they deal with the immigration policies and determine what is the criteria for people to visit their country legally. Okay. Also, it's each country has the right to determine um, what is the criteria as far as granting residency and citizenship. Okay. Um, I guess if I'm not mistaken, it's probably some enjoying summer like weather in New Zealand because it's in the southern hemisphere. And while we have winter, all of you have summer, unless I am mistaken. So, and of course, this is a very controversial topic, particularly when it comes to Latinos, because some Latinos feel a certain way. Okay, some Latinos feel that we should do a great deal regarding the undocumented. I mean, I have no problem helping those who are in need of help, but what gets to be a problem when people treat it as an entitlement. Okay, and also let's bear in mind um, when you have people uh, entering the country illegal, okay, they're in essence become criminals. Okay, Now, be it they may be entering the country to try to escape political trauma, persecution, or things of that nature. Okay, I get it. However, there is a legal process. Is it far from perfect? Yes, but it's a process nevertheless. Okay, and I suspect it's the same situation in New Zealand. Okay, no one can just pop in and pop in. They have to present the proper credentials. Okay, and I'm sure they have their own laws as far as uh, how people can enter the country, and if people wish to relocate to New Zealand, I'm sure they have criteria as far as who they allowed to enter and who they allowed to gain citizenship. Okay. I do not know a great deal, but that is my understanding. So, and unfortunately, this country has not dealt seriously the situation with the undocumented. Okay. Unfortunately, what you have is a situation when you have administrations, both Democrat and Republican, have done very little to try to resolve the situation with the undocumented. No one really knows how many they are. Some people say as much as 12 million, some people say it's 15 million, some even not as high as 50 million. Okay, that we don't know. Okay, and that can consist of people who enter the country legally but overstay their visas. It could be people that snuck into the border. It could also be people that use false documents, false credentials to enter the United States. I'm sure New Zealand has this, just like any other country, they have their issues when it comes to dealing with immigration and when it comes to dealing with those who enter the country illegally. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is there's circus in the White House. Okay. Now, most of you should be aware that President Trump has signed a huge number of executive orders. Um, Many of them have been challenged due to the legality or lack of legality involved. Um, One had to do with trying to freeze funding for federal programs. Why? I do not know. But as a result of the backlash, President Trump has rescinded some of those executive orders. Okay. It's interesting that you say that. Um, I mean, but one thing we have to bear in mind that flying to New Zealand, it is very okay. I do not know, but I'm gonna take a hazard to guess it's very expensive. Okay, first of all, the flight to New Zealand, I mean, it must be at least a good 12, maybe 15 hours, probably even more. Okay, which most likely you need a connecting flight. I could be wrong, and Lion Sage, you are in a better position uh, to give us an estimate what would be the traveling flying time between, say, JFK or Los Angeles International Airport. Um, I'm going to assume that it's a long flight. So, um, I'm just curious as far as what is the criteria to enter the country legally to gain residency and citizenship. Okay. And unless I am mistaken, New Zealand is also a member of the British Commonwealth. If I'm in error, please correct me on that. But and of course, another thing that's caused a lot of trauma is the fact that Donald Trump has backpedaled regarding a lot of his campaign promises, of which he said he was going to do. One of them being that he's going to reduce the price of of groceries. Another one is trying to, waste spend. Well, in all fairness, I think the jury is still out on that topic, so I really don't know. Also, there's other things regarding those policies that listed on Project 2025, which Trump claimed that he knew nothing about it, but yet members of his own administration um, actually assisted in crafting um, the document. If you're not familiar with Project 2025, I would suggest that you go and do some research and read about it. Um, Among things that it advocates is doing away with the Department of Education. Also, as far another thing that they advocate is getting rid of federal employees, many of them unionized, and replace them with mindless, brainless um, Trump supporters, okay? Which, in my estimation, that is an attack against unions, okay? Um, Unions have played a huge role in bringing people into the middle class, okay? And of course, I belong to it. I belong to a union. Good evening, Biz Roster Show. Okay, I don't know if I don't know if this is your first time here. If it is, welcome aboard. Thank you very much for stopping by. We have just for the benefit of those who are chiming in now. We're having open discussion. Now, in open discussion, I talk about several topics which I express an opinion. And of course, the audience is given the opportunity to express their opinions, okay? And they don't have to agree with me. Oh, okay. Okay, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Let me just check and see. Okay. And I see we have Tanyano's 05 in Instagram. Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. So, again, this is open discussion where I discuss multiple topics. And of course, we also have, of course, the audience has the opportunity to bring up any topics that they want me to discuss. And of course, I will do my best to discuss them. Okay. So now we're talking about some of the controversial executive orders um, that Trump has signed into law. Some of them he has had to backpedal, And of course, he's in favor of massive deportation. Okay. Um, and until recently, I have not had much of thinking regarding that. I think that it is the result of when you have a country that has not done anything whatsoever seriously to try to resolve the issues with the undocumented. What's going to happen is that you have a large number of undocumented people in the United States. And unfortunately, some of them have a sense of entitlement. Okay. And I don't know about you, but it kind of rubs me the wrong way. Okay. Because you're coming to this country illegally, and then you're going to make demands what you should get and don't get, and then you're going to try to claim the rights that American citizens enjoy here. Excuse me, I'll be right back. I mean, this is the analogy that I use. Let's say I break it. Let's say I enter your home without your permission, and then I start making demands on what I should get and what I shouldn't get. Okay, that is the situation regarding some of the undocumented. And again, let me just state some, some. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. And let me just state that my friend Gigi has her YouTube channel where she produces a lot of great content. Okay. A lot of it has to do with reaction videos um, of different topics. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you that you show some love to my dear friend Gigi. Subscribe to her channel and check out her content. So, tonight it's open discussion. So, I'm just talking about um, some of the more, I'm gonna say controversial executive orders that Trump um, has signed, and some of them have to be um, taken back due to backlash, um, particularly when you have attorney generals from more than 20 states objecting to to his policies. Okay. And of course, for the record, I did not vote for Donald Trump. Okay, I had my issues. Okay, none of them was personal. I don't want to like go into that. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is, of course, we have the Super Bowl. And for many people, this is a Super Bowl that no one wants, which is the Philadelphia uh, Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs have a rare opportunity of getting their third Super Bowl in a row. Now, I know there is a lot of controversy with the Kansas City Chiefs, and there have been allegations that the refs have helped them to win ball games. Um, are the referees perfect? No. Okay. But one thing I can say, um, watching the Buffalo Bills play the Kansas City Chiefs, the Bills had opportunities to win, Unfortunately, they didn't take advantage of it. As a result, they're sitting home, just like the other 29 professional football teams. Um, who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Um, I have a feeling it's going to be Kansas City. Okay, why? I think it's just a feeling. It seems like I okay. Now you know what? I would be surprised if the Eagles won. Okay, not because they don't have a good football team. It's just that when it comes to um, the postseason, not only do you need to have a lot of talent, but you also need to have a good portion of luck. Okay, and you have to um, play your A game at the most it's the same thing with the World Series. Okay, they expect baseball players to do well and uh, whether it be pitching. Okay, but we know for a fact that there's some people who will be in the World Series or whether it be the NBA Finals, and then you have certain individuals for whatever reason, do not do well. I mean, a perfect example is unfortunately Dave Winfield of the New York Yankees. Okay, so they pay this individual more than $2 million a year for 10 years. Okay, which in 1981 was a huge sum of money. So obviously they had huge expectations from Dave Winfield, and they expected Dave Winfield to do very well in the World Series. Unfortunately, Dave Winfield uh, went 1 for 22 in the World Series, and it was a factor why the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the New York Yankees in the 1981 World Series. Um, but in all fairness, the Dodgers they pitch better, they play better, and they took advantage of their opportunities, which is why they became World Series champions. Okay, so it's going to be let's see, February the 9th, and it will be Super Bowl 59. Which, when you think about it, I mean, almost 60 years of playing the Super Bowl, and if you are able to serve how much a ticket to the first Super Bowl was compared to this Super Bowl, there is no comparison. I mean, it's multiple, and I mean repeat multiple times. And I think to be fair, it's out of the price range for a lot of people. And unfortunately, for many of us, the only way we're going to watch the Super Bowl is going to be either in the comfort of our homes, or we're going to be in a bar, or someone else's home. That is the reality. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is what I call the old gripe syndrome. And you're probably wondering, what the heck does that mean? Okay, unfortunately, we have certain individuals here on these YouTube streets that never got past beefs with them 2, 3, 4 years ago. Okay, and they continue to raise up these same old beefs. Okay, and I've seen it with various YouTube creators. Obviously, I'm not going to mention their names because, first of all, I'm not going to give them any shine. Number one. Number two, certain individuals are thin skinned and they get upset at the littlest thing, and then they next thing you know it, they're dedicating whole streams about you and how you are everything but a child of God. Okay, because people get get upset, people get conflicted, but and I realized this the hard way, where I gave my reaction to a stream, a video regarding an issue between. Now I see here that um, we have a guest. So let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the record are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy, material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people hold may be considered offenses to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And I'm going to bring in my guest. Good evening, Ramon.
Good evening, Don Jose. How you doing?
All right, I'm sweating.
You're sweating? Why are you sweating?
Yes,
What do you mean?
because they got the heat on too high.
What do you mean the heat on too high? What? It's 30 degrees, and that's hot to you?
Well,
Now,
you know how I
over
feel.
here, over here, it's actually feeling okay. It's still not in the 70s, but it's just a few degrees under that. So hopefully things start getting back to normal, and we actually get some warmth back, and the sun, which actually sustains life. So things can get back to normal now. That will
Well,
be all right.
I'm hoping and praying that before this winter is out, that we get some temperatures in single digits.
No, well, you can have it. You can have it where you are, not not down here. We don't want that. I can assure you, we don't want that down here. We have talked about it. There is no need to go over that. You like you like the cold so much, you can have it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I like to share. Ah, Michael Querito, good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. And let me just state for the record that my friend, the improved Boricua, other than the fact that he has this outrageous fear of cold weather, has his own YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask that you show some love, subscribe to his channel, and check out his content. And the same thing with Georgia, who is my brother from a different mother. He has a lot of great family oriented content. So I'm going to ask that you show some love and support his channel. So, what is on your mind?
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to give a shout out to our friends in the chat. I see Gigi, George, El Guerito. I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on, you guys? So
Yes.
I wanted to say that first, and also, well, I mean, it's just that I kind of just tuned in, and I heard you talking about baseball, and I don't know if you were talking about the last World Series because you were talking about the Dodgers. So I kind of wanted to hop in, just whatever,
No,
since it's
well, I
open
was
discussion.
no, no, I was talking about the Super Bowl, and I was talking about how certain people, when it comes to postseason, they rise to the occasion, and others people don't. And the example that I gave was Dave Winfield, who did not have a good performance in the
Mhm.
1981 World Series. He only batted 1 for 21, and as a
Uh,
result, the Dodgers won. And unfortunately, my Yankees did not do so great in last year's World Series, so I'm disappointed. Along with disappointed that we haven't had a cold day winter yet.
you should. you're having cold weather over there. That's not what I'm being told. I know a couple of people in New York. They tell me something different. I mean, I have talked to my. I was talking to my lady friend, and she tells me that she has to get bundled up pretty good when she goes out. So I don't know what you're talking about. That you know that you don't get any cold weather. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. But when it comes to the Super Bowl, well, it's kind of predicted that supposedly the Chiefs are supposed to win. But as if you have been following it, there are all of these allegations that the officials favor them, and that's unfortunate because I understand that they are going to the Super Bowl against the Eagles, against the
Yes.
Eagles. I would like the Eagles to win, actually. I would like the Eagles to win, and I think they have a good chance because historically, when it comes to football, three-peats are extremely difficult. I mean, you can have two Super Bowls back to back, but a three-peat, that's very that in football, that's extremely hard to do. Hopefully,
Well,
the officials don't give them the game because that's what is being yelled around all over the place that the officials help the Chiefs. So it's kind of like the Eagles are going to be playing against the Chiefs and the officials.
yes. Well, to three-peat, it's very hard, whether it be football or whether it be in baseball. In fact, there's only been a couple of teams that actually won three consecutive World Series titles. One of
Hmm.
them being the Oakland Athletics from 1972 to 1974.
Hmm.
The New York Yankees won four consecutive World Series titles between 1936 and 1939. The Yankees also won five consecutive World Series titles from 1949 to 1953. And of course, the Yankees won three consecutive World Series titles from 1998 to 2000.
Mm. Got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When it comes to three peats, the only three peats that I know are the ones that Jordan did back in the 90s. He did two three peats. Um, so those are the only ones that I know. I actually don't follow baseball like that, and but I when I was younger, I was more of a Braves fan. You will think that me being Puerto Rican, I'm supposed to be a Yankees fan or a Mets fan, but no, no, I was more of a Braves fan because at that time, the Braves were consistently strong, and they made the World Series a couple of times and won it one time, and they were a fairly strong team for a few years straight.
Yes,
But they were only able to win the World Series one time in the 90s, and a couple of years back they did win the World
yes.
Series, and I was happy to see that. It brought me back. Hmm.
Saludos to PK Darkness. I don't know if this is your first time here. If it is, welcome to the channel. This is Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, where we talk about everyday issues, where we try to find logical solutions.
Hmm. Hey, Irby, what's going on?
Yes.
So yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's basically what I heard you talking about, and I figured that I will just hop in for a minute.
yeah. Well, to be fair, usually I don't go on this early. It's just that, our cyber friend Denise has a stream
Hmm.
schedule later on. So it's like, let's keep it real. If I do a stream whenever she's on, um, it's going to be crickets over here.
That's why I didn't do anything today because I knew that you guys were gonna be on because it definitely will be cricket for me if I try to do a stream tonight. Um, so yeah, that's why I didn't set up anything for tonight.
Yes. Rest in peace to Rico Cardi, who played for the Atlanta Braves, and I believe he was Dominican, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh, Rico Cardi. I don't know who that is.
Okay, he was a baseball player that played for the Atlanta Braves.
But when did he do that? Because I've never heard the
I think,
name, and like I said,
I
I used
think,
to follow it.
okay, I
Uh-huh.
think it was like in the early 70s.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know who it is because you were talking to me about um, the '90s players. It will be more familiar. It will ring a bell. Yeah, yeah. I'm not familiar with with the man. Yeah.
So, what you
Irby,
think of?
say,
Yeah.
remember Eagles beat Eagles beat Tom Brady when? When they went to a Super Bowl and and the Patriots won.
Okay. Good evening, Pete.
Us, saludo a todos. Blessings to everyone.
Saludos
Hey,
a usted.
bueno, saludos, saludos.
Rico Carti was from San Pedro de Macorís, Dominican Republic.
I knew he was
Ah,
a Dominican. I knew it. I didn't
Yeah,
know
all right.
where, but I knew he was Dominican.
yeah.
But
He was the first Dominican to ever play in Atlanta, period.
Ah,
wow.
got you.
So
That's good.
there was a big ceremony for his passing, both here and in DR.
Mm, mm. Yeah,
Yeah, I can
still.
just imagine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
shame that we celebrate our legends when they leave and not celebrate our legends while they're alive.
Yeah, it
Definitely,
is. It,
we need to do that when they're still around. They're still sometimes legends. If they're alive and well, then people kind of forget about them, and then when they're gone, people start to remember. But they're doing that a little bit too late. Kind of like doing a homenajes, like
Yeah.
a celebration of the person's life when the person's still alive. That would be better.
I'm
That
gonna
would be
say it in
good.
Spanish and then I'm gonna say it in English. A mí celebrame mi vida en vida, no me celebre mi vida en muerte. You
See,
know, if
see.
you're gonna celebrate my life while I'm alive. Don't celebrate my life when I reach death.
no, yo
All
soy
right.
muy de acuerdo con eso.
Es claro, es claro.
I mean, don't be saying a whole bunch of flowery phrases about me when I'm gone when I cannot hear them.
You know what I'm saying? What good is your praise for me after I left?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
No, it's true.
I
True.
mean, I don't want you to stroke my ego, but if you're gonna praise me to my face so that I understand that I'm doing something better.
yeah,
Hmm.
You know, it's all about growth. You know, sometimes we need each other to help each other grow. I say that we're in the river of the Lord, we're in the river of God, and we're all rocks in the river. Why are river rocks so smooth? Because they bump into each other all day. So they're
Hmm.
bound to smooth out eventually.
mhm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you know what it is. We take people for granted, okay, and we assume that they're always going to be there. So then, when we find out that the person's not there, then it's like it's a big surprise.
It's surreal.
Yeah.
That's what happens there. It becomes surreal. Like, oh, wait, what?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's another thing with like, this is just a personal opinion. That's the problem with, let's say, all of us not being doctors. We can't just look at a person and say, oh, that person has this much time left to live. It's not that simple.
No.
No. No. No.
You know? Si uno supiera, if we knew, we would dedicate that time and effort, not just but because we know that we're not going to be able to do it again.
Yeah.
Yo estoy muy de acuerdo con eso.
Sí,
A hundred
sí.
percent.
Yeah.
I'm 43 years old, but my testimony's long. I had my first
Mhm.
wife and daughter when I was 15, 16. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying? So,
Oh.
and I lost both of them in an accident. So when it comes to grieving, when it comes to disposition of of being able to let go to keep moving forward, I know all about that. Because it's easy to stay stuck in grief. It's easy to stay stuck in that loop of, oh, I remember this. Just how you remember that, keep the memory strong by living it forward. Don't just remember that and keep yourself stuck like you're holding on or dragging onto an anchor. Those memories aren't supposed to anchor you. They're supposed to help you fly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, we both of us experienced the loss of loved ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I have lost in my lifetime both my parents, four of my siblings, and two of my nephews.
My condolences.
Thank you. But you know what gives me solace is the fact by having positive memories, that they continue to live in my heart.
Amen. You see, those memories are helping you fly through as opposed to holding on to those memories and it's anchoring you in pain.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's what I mean about grieving. And I mean, I get it. Grieving is a process that takes time for every individual person, depending on the character of that person. But if you take too long to grieve, you might not ever let go. And that could hurt that person as well.
Well, I recently did a stream regarding grief. I mean, look, the fact that look, as we get older, we're going to experience more people passing away because that's
Right.
just the nature of life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was just yesterday. I was just talking to my aunt, and she's talking because she's always been very religious, and she's talking like like she's ready to go. And I keep telling her because she's fairly active, and she's in pretty good health. She's gonna be 76 years old in a couple of months, and but she's still in pretty good health actually, and she lives alone and all. And she was just telling me that she has spent the day painting outside of her house and all, doing all of that by herself. But at the same time, she's still going on and on talking about like she's ready to go, ready to join God and all. And I'm like, Auntie,
Ain't
don't
nothing
talk
like
like
a
that.
soldier that's ready for war, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, don't talk like that. I mean, you're still healthy. You can still live 30 more years.
She's
And
so
she's
she's
like,
so
you want me to swear at you or something, boy?
she's so strong and spiritually independent
Yeah,
that she's ready to go with the Lord at any given second.
yeah,
Like she's not compromised to the world at all, is what she's trying to say. Like I'm ready to go right now. I was like, oh sheesh.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm grown. It will hurt me because I lost my mom. It will be 3 years in April. So I'm kind of still grieving about that. I'm still mourning her, and it will really hurt me also for that to happen with my aunt. And I'm like, no, no, you gotta live as much as you can. I mean, live great, be healthy. I mean, she has a great grandson and all,
But
and but
yeah,
she's talking. I'm like, no, don't go, stay with
yeah,
us.
but in all fairness, the typical lifespan of a human being is about 70 to 80 years old.
I
Okay,
know, I know. I
and if you live past 80, that's a huge blessing. My
Yeah,
mother passed away at 86, and my father was 83. So
good.
they lived a long life.
They live well. They live a decent amount of time. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the generations before us definitely had it much better as far as food is concerned and all that. Because in the United States, the only reason our lifetime is so short is because of the food we're processing. You know, my great grandpa passed away at 114. My grandma's
Oh,
grandma passed away at 117. Um, my grandpa passed away at 104.
mhm.
Like These people, all they knew was work and eating good. Not McDonald's, not basura, no. Food made at home. It didn't matter if it had grease, if it had salt. No, none of that mattered. My grandpa ate heavy all day, every day, and he lasted a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, but most likely he was eating like produce, things that came out of the ground like that. So
In the
most likely,
Caribbean, all you have is real food. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Even if you eat, even if you eat meat or if you don't eat meat, everything you're eating is 100% natural and pure. You're not eating all this processed junk and generic garbage. That's the problem with not being able to hunt for your food here in the States. You're eating whatever they're giving you because it's convenient.
Yeah.
I don't gotta hunt for my food. What's that? Oh, it's chicken in a box. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll microwave that. I'll nuke it and eat it. It filled your stomach. That's great. But now the microparticles that are inside that are starting to break down inside your system, and they're doing things that they shouldn't do because it's not just food that you ate; it's chemicals as well.
Yeah. I hear you.
So true.
I hear what you're saying.
So true.
And the beat goes on, my friend. It's all a monopoly. And then they say, "Oh, you're sick because of this and this." Here, medicine, more monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You remember the game of life? There was a card called Share the Wealth. That's what the government is doing with us. They're sharing the wealth amongst themselves by doing a monopoly with us in this game of life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Leaving us only to tic-tac-toe and Connect Four. Some of us can't even connect to.
Yeah.
But I'll keep that to myself porque la gente se ofenden, you know.
Oh, please. I mean,
I hear you.
we have a bunch of snowflakes around here. I mean, let me, Pete, let me give you a perfect example. About 2 months ago, I did a short stream where basically another individual was talking crap about me. All I said was basically, before you talk about me, try to know me, okay? And I try to give some constructive criticism. That individual took it as like I was basically call her like the beast and the antichrist, and devote whole streams about me, how I'm supposedly a racist.
You felt targeted and triggered.
Anti-black and whatnot.
And I'm sure this person was very good at dishing out criticism, but couldn't take it because that's how it tends to be.
That's how it is. They love to throw stones when they live in glass houses.
That's the tendency. I mean, the people that do the most criticism are really the ones that can never take it.
Yeah. And the loudest critics are the ones that don't know jack about us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they assume things. They assume things in their mind, and to them, it's facts because that's what since they think they know everything. You can't reason with people like that.
One thing is to investigate.
See, that's why.
Go ahead, Jose. You were saying, or back to me?
What was it, Jose? You were in the middle of saying something.
That's why.
You kind of cut out. We can't hear you.
Okay. No, I refer to the collector as the circus because they act like a bunch of clowns.
Right.
I mean, they are unable to engage with logic. They are unable to engage without getting emotional. They are unable to engage without the name calling, the doxing, and calling anybody and everybody, everything by the child of God.
I mean, it's the one with the small brains that have the big mouths.
Yeah.
We know this already, you know. It's a
Definitely.
shame, but that's what it is.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when you can't argument what your problem is without saying 3 F-bombs, and what are you cursing about? We're talking about mops.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
And I actually went on my way to say to people, before you criticize this person, check out this person's content. So
Yeah,
it's like,
check out what they're about. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
well, all of a sudden, I'm racist. All of a sudden, I'm a tether. I'm a tetherer. All of a
What do
sudden,
you mean? Who's calling you a tether? Wait. You were called a tether? That's a
yes,
new one. You being Hispanic and you're getting called a tether?
yes.
I don't even know how that works.
Yeah.
So I
I
never
have no
called
idea.
someone a tether in my life, so I don't know how that works.
Well, look, I've been called among. This is the things I've been called. That I've been called racist. That I have an STD. That I don't practice dental hygiene. I'm broke.
Uh-huh.
I'm lonely. I am senile. And I'm a self-hating white Latino.
What? Ew.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder
called
what that means.
trolling. They're trolling you to see if you're gonna lose your horse. But we were born glued to our horses. We don't lose our horse like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, that's not even hate either. That's like people trying to throw shade your way and whatnot. You know, but people like that, they end up being free promotion. You know, they hate so much and talk so much forward that the people that end up trying to see who you really are, what you're about, end up joining the fan club. Oh, this person's actually awesome. I don't know what this person's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, this is my thing. When it comes to dealing with the suckers, the best thing is to ignore them completely.
I hear you.
Because
I
the problem is this: when you respond, it goes back and forth, and it never ends.
yeah, it's called fueling. You're fueling.
Yeah.
You're giving them exactly what they wanted, which was 5 seconds of attention. Now they want to give you 5 minutes of their life, or the next 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But guys, I'm gonna bow out. I gotta go take care of a few things.
Okay. Well,
We
thank
have a
you very
show
much.
as well.
Well, thank you very much for stopping by. Just know that this is just Cyber Home whenever you're able to hop on.
It was a pleasure and an honor. Us.
All
Thank you.
right. Good to have you, man. Take
Pasen
care.
buena. Bendiciones.
Igual.
Igualmente, Alice. So, um, now
Yes.
you mentioned something about that you were going to produce some content. I
I was,
think you mentioned
I was
something.
gonna touch on something. It was gonna be a little sensitive because it has to do with the with politics, with the politics of the moment, and what is it that us that aren't MAGAs are being gaslighted about. So, but because I know that there are a lot of people, it being Friday night, they're gonna be up online and all, but I decided to hold off on that. So hopefully I can do something, if not tomorrow, then on Sunday. But
Well,
it's coming. It's coming.
well, I'm going to be live on Sunday.
Here you go. You're gonna be like tomorrow?
No.
Okay. I might give it a try and see if a couple of people watch. But yeah. That is something that I wanna talk about. That I wanna elaborate about. Yeah,
Do you think it's going to trigger some people?
it might. Oh, it might. It depends on who on who we're talking about. It could trigger people. It could trigger people.
Anyone I know?
I'm gonna be having
You don't have to say the name, but anyone I know?
hell yeah, some a couple of people. It might be a couple, more than one person that you know that might have a problem with what I'm gonna be saying.
This should be definitely interesting. Now, Denise is supposed to be going on tonight. I don't know if she is or she's not because
I think she is.
okay. Because okay, this is what I noticed, and I could be wrong.
Mhm.
Whenever she sends like the link um to us in Instagram,
Mhm.
that means she's definitely going to go on.
Mhm.
And when she does not, there's a possibility that she may not.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that there is one that should be starting in the next several minutes,
Yeah.
so
But,
you can look out for it. Mhm.
but you know what? This has been a very disappointing winter.
Very disappointed with. Don't start. Golly. Don't stop. You with your winters.
I mean, come on.
I'm ready for it to warm up already. I know it's almost February. It's only almost February, but I'm still like, yeah, I'm ready for it to warm up.
Well, you're not going to believe this, but I'm actually going to start my countdown to the first day of winter on the first day of spring.
I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna do a countdown to summer. I guess I'm gonna have to do that. You come at me with that whole countdown to winter. I'm gonna do a countdown to summer. Summer is closer than than your beloved winter. And I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't want me counting down to summer, talking about how nice it's gonna be when the sun is actually out and you can actually feel it. It's actually warming you up, giving you life, life-giving sun, life-giving warmth.
Yeah, but think about it. The cold kills germs.
The cold freezes the germs. The cold freezes germs.
I
And when it's
mean,
not cold anymore, then the germs come back alive again.
think about it. There's
They
actually
become
a
suspended
medicinal value.
animation.
There's actually a medicinal value when it comes to cold.
I don't know nothing about it. I like it nice and warm. That's not gonna change. Absolutely.
Wow.
That's how I like it. Yep.
I mean, I mean, we have not had one day when the temperature reached single digits in New
Hmm.
York.
Okay.
And I'm not the only one that feels that way.
All right.
So, but so what do you think about Trump and his executive orders?
Well, a lot of the you can sign all the executive orders that you want, but all of that has to go through approval. Now, he may have like a majority of the Senate, but it's only by like two people, two, three people, something like that. So it's split almost down the middle. So a lot of that is not likely to happen. I'm more worried about the whole things about the tariffs that he already announced, and that has caused the stock exchange to go into free fall. Like it's a shit show already. It's
Yeah,
already. I don't know. I don't know what makes him think that that's such a good idea, because I mean there might be a deficit, and that's something that is just a problem with the government, and that's beyond the parties. I mean, there is responsibility for both parties on that one when it comes to to deficit and debt ceiling. I get it. I get it. Um, but he announcing all these tariffs, like didn't he doesn't know history. He doesn't know history. He doesn't know what happened with the Smoot Hawley Act. That's an act that came out before the Depression. And that was the same thing. It was about putting tariffs on imports, and that only made the Depression worse. Like he's not. I don't think he knows anything about that. And
I
that
don't
is now they're gonna the effect is gonna be detrimental now, just like it was back then. Because the other countries they're saying they're gonna be matching the tariffs, tariff by tariff. And the thing is that nobody's gonna win. Nobody's gonna win from it. The other countries may get affected, but we're gonna get affected bad over here because all of that is gonna cost us, you, me, the average person.
And of course, he's not going to take accountability regarding all this. He's going to blame the Democrats. He's going to blame Biden. He's going to blame DEI. And I mean,
Look, he's blaming DEI for the plane that crashed into the helicopter. Sadly, tragically, he blamed it on DEI. He blamed it on Biden. He blamed it even on Obama. Like that's his thing. Just blame, blame, blame. Point fingers, blame, 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 blame. But the facts are the following: the two pilots of those, it was an Apache helicopter, which is a military helicopter. That was a white man who was piloting that, and the plane was being piloted by a white man too. The captain of the plane was a white man. So you can leave the whole DEI thing out of it.
yeah,
Also, when it comes to FAA, that's the authority that has to do with the traffic controllers and the skies and things like that. It was being short-handed, short-staffed, and that was because of Elon Musk. So no, don't be blaming the past administration, because there was like somebody from the leadership of the FAA that had just been fired, and Elon Musk had directly to do with it, because the FAA fined him. He was fined because of something that had to do with one of his rockets, to shoot up his rockets that takes airspace, and then the airspace is regulated. So he was, because of some safety concern, he was fined for that, and he retaliated by having him fired. So yeah, it's an administration, it's a current administration to be blamed, not the EI,
yeah.
not past administrations. Like, but he's not gonna take accountability. He's just gonna keep repeating DEI this, DEI that to distract people. And unfortunately, because so many people don't hold their leadership to scrutiny, he's gonna get away with it again with the BS.
So the next topic we're going to talk about, which I guess for some people it's very controversial, is the topic of forgiveness.
Mm.
Okay. Now, this is how I define forgiveness. Forgiveness is to state that by remembering, if you remember the hurt that was said or done to you, it will not cause you pain. Forgiveness does not mean restoration.
Of course not.
Okay.
Of course not.
So that's my
No.
definition of forgiveness.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. To me, forgiveness is like I don't retaliate. I can somewhat let it go, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna forgive it. Especially when it comes to betrayal, being lied to. I hate that. I've dealt with that a few times in my life. People that are just damn liars. I hate that. And I know that you shouldn't hate people, but I hate an intentional liar. I'm not talking about somebody who makes a mistake and messes up, betrays, kind of like do me bad when it comes to me trusting somebody and they uh, not intentionally betray my trust, but they make a mistake. If it is an honest mistake and the person does what's needed to make amends and repair the trust, okay, that's one thing. But there are people that are just damn liars and they betray somebody's trust. Somebody like that, no. Once the trust is gone, that one time, that's it. Because there are people that do betray people's trust intentionally, and they're showing that they don't respect you when they do that. And once that's done, there is no repair to it. There is no
Yeah.
going back because
Yeah.
they did that willingly. It wasn't because of an honest mistake. It's something that they did willingly, and they betrayed the trust, and they have shown you already that they don't deserve it. I don't forgive it. I don't forgive it.
Okay. Now, of course, I interpret things differently. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because my definition, see, you can forgive someone, but not have anything to do with that person again. And I'm
Yeah.
going to explain what I mean by that. Is that when you get to that state that the action or the word no longer affects you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? Because some people can get triggered with the word forgiveness. That's why I defined it the way I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why
I
I
don't
couldn't
know.
be. I could never be like a good Christian like that, because to be a good Christian, you have to forgive everything. You're supposed to forgive everything and forgive, 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 forgive. Nobody's gonna respect you doing that. Sorry, I know this might go against your beliefs, but there are people that they betray you because they don't respect you. I don't feel like I have an obligation to forgive that and to forgive, 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 and that's just nobody respects that. So if they do me wrong one time intentionally, the trust is gone. Period. Never again.
Okay. Well, let's just say we're going to disagree when it comes to this topic and just leave
I
it
know,
at
I know. Yeah, I know.
that. Okay.
That's all right.
Because remember, I have a different perspective than you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to cast, not to, cast any shade. It's just a reality.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's all right.
Yes. So, I guess you're going to be triggered with the next topic I'm going to talk about, which is Christian topics.
Uh-huh. Christian topic. Okay, which one?
Okay. Well, I've given one on patience. I've given one on forgiveness. I've given one on faith.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, the way I explain it, first of all, I acknowledge that not everyone holds my beliefs.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. And and basically, I try to explain it in a way that they can relate. They may not agree, but they can relate it, and it says, okay, so this is what this person believed. Okay. Trying to make it sound logical.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And and I do try to give grace because I know that there are people who don't share what I believe.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly fine. It's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. I have no issues. It's more like this is what I believe.
Yeah.
And take it or not take it, it's up to you. I leave it up to you how you interpret it.
I hear you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's why it makes me a little bit different from most Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think you said I was more diplomatic.
You're very diplomatic. I'm more direct. That's why I get into arguments. Sometimes people get mad at me and they get into arguments with me because I'm more direct. You're a diplomat. I'm not. And the thing is that everything that whenever that you hear me being a little bit direct, it's because I care about the person, and I want them to maybe appreciate a different perspective. If I didn't care about the person, I say whatever. I don't give a damn what they think. But if I'm actually sharing a point of view of mine, I care about the person enough to be honest with them.
Yeah.
You see, so it's never from a place of um, uh, definitely not hatred, but it's not even of disdain. Not even that.
I
Yeah,
hear
actually,
you.
it's from a place of actually caring, actually making an effort to try to share something because I care. It's just that
Yes.
I can be a little bit direct with it because I'm getting I'm getting a little older, Jose. When you get a little older, as you know, you start valuing your time more, and you don't feel like wasting too much time having to coddle somebody's feelings or somebody to treat having to treat somebody with kid gloves. Like we're adults. Like head down, get over it. Don't be so sensitive.
Yeah.
And the people that are
So
the most sensitive are the ones that love to dish it out, or the ones that love to be rough with others and not having any sympathy, and they immediately call up, oh, you soft, you sensitive. But if you push back a little bit with them, oh, they get offended. Oh, they get offended.
yeah. So what do you think about the talk about illegal migration and the massive deportations?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to touch on. I don't want to get into it, but there is this gaslighting going on because of what is going on when it comes to the raids, when it comes to the deportations, and and handling of that very same issue in the past by other administrations. I'm not getting into it. I want to save it for my life because I want to do a video on that because there is a bit of a gaslighting when it comes to that. Kind of like trying to make it seem like a gotcha moment. But I'll elaborate on that when it's time. Not right now.
Okay. This is how I look at it. Okay. This situation with the immigration, this
Mhm.
problem has been going on for decades,
It's
and
been
no
going on
one
for a long time. Yes. Hmm.
and no one is taking this serious to the point now we have who knows how many undocumented individuals living in this country. Some people say it's 11 million, other people say it's 12 million, other people say it's 50 million. But in all fairness, no one really knows.
Hmm.
Good evening, April Showers. Thank you very much for stopping by. And of course, she has her own YouTube channel, which she produces all the great content. So I'm going to ask that you social love, check out her content, and subscribe. Thank you very much for visiting the chat.
Hey, hey, Miss April.
And I see you actually getting another sub.
That's good. That's good.
I mean, it's hard to believe I actually have 510 subs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's very good. That's very good.
Yeah. Actually, we're having what's called open discussion, open topics,
Hmm.
because what we do is we talk about several topics at which we give our point of view. And of course, the audience have the opportunity to opine regarding any topic that we discuss. Also, the audience have the opportunity, if they wish to share with us those topics that we should be discussing as well.
Hmm.
So that's what we do here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And what I'm going to do is okay. Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, everybody. I heard you guys when I came in talking about the migrants. Yeah. So I don't have no problem with anybody coming to this country,
Hmm.
long as they do it the right way.
Mhm.
And what I'm finding out, like here in my city of Joliet, Illinois,
Mhm.
they picked up a couple of these immigrants or migrants, and one of them had murder charges in Mexico from like
Mhm.
30 years ago. You know, remember it was a saying, uh, make sure you don't get into it with a Mexican. Don't let them hit your car because they won't pay you and they'll go back to Mexico. That used to be the saying. Yeah, because a lot of them, they don't even have license and stuff. But, you know, it's been going on for so long. I don't know how they can really fix the problem. Um, but it's like a ghost town in Chicago. I talked to my uncle today, and you know, if you haven't done anything wrong, I mean, why are you scared?
Well, I mean, no, I get it. I get it because there are people that maybe they came into the country legally, but maybe they let the visa or whatever paperwork they have, they let it expire. It does happen a lot. I have encountered people that are migrants, and I'll tell them, look, if you got into the country with some paperwork, keep your paperwork and keep your visa, whatever permit that you have, keep it in good standing. Because if you let that
Yeah,
expire, then you're gonna have to be living every day worried that you meet the
right.
wrong
And that's
person,
what
and it
I'm
happens to
saying.
be some kind of immigration official, and the well, they get caught and they're gonna be sent back. But I have seen it. I have seen it that maybe they might cut them a break if they pay a fine. This is something that I even saw this in when I used to live in Mississippi at one time. There were a couple of guys that I knew that were undocumented, and they were at a gas station getting some beer, something like that, and a girl came up to them. They started kind of like making an offer, if you know what I mean. One of them
Yeah,
made the mistake. One of them made the mistake of asking how much. That's what got him arrested. Because if he had just talked to the girl and let her make offers and not
yeah,
taken the bait, that would have been one thing. But the mistake that he made was asking how much for her services, if you know what I mean, and
right.
that's what got him. And next thing that happens is that the cops showed up, bomb rushed them, put them on the ground, put the cuffs on them, and took them to to headquarters, right?
Yeah,
Um, and but they let them back out because they were able to pay the fine. And when I say a
yeah.
fine, it was like $1,000 or something like that. One of my friends was able to get in and bond them out, and they let them go. So it was kind of like use the opportunity to exploit them a little bit. Yeah. So that
Uh-huh.
happens too. But I'll be the first to
Yeah.
say, like,
Um,
uh, don't mess up. I mean, try to do
Yeah,
things right, and
long
so they don't get
yeah,
in
long
trouble
as
like
you
that.
doing
Mhm.
the right thing and you got your paperwork, you okay. But my
Yeah.
thing of it is a lot like a lot of them, they got some serious charges. Like, how did they even get over here? I mean,
Uh,
how were they able to stay? I mean, you did something
yeah.
over there in Mexico,
Okay.
and then you come here.
Excuse me.
yeah.
Ex
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys. I hate to do this, but I have to cut the stream because
Yeah.
I'm gonna join another YouTube content creator right now. So I'm gonna ask that you make closing remarks. I'm gonna ask, please make it brief. Starting with the introvert Boricua.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Really quick. I know I do have to take care of something myself. So, Jose, I appreciate you letting me be on the stream. Maybe we can continue this subject later on, and I definitely would like to keep talking to Miss April about it,
Oh yeah,
about
just let me
what we
know
were just
whatever
touching on.
day and I'll come. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
come.
Ah,
Hmm.
cool, cool. Definitely, we can keep going on with the subject later on. And
Yeah.
Jose, I appreciate you letting me be on your panel. Let's do this again soon. And Miss April, you have a good one. You have a good night. I'm gonna be taking my leave. Thank you for having
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I want to thank Jose for allowing me to come up. We both are fair people. You know, but um, like I said, I don't care who comes in the country, long as you come in the right way. But what I'm seeing is it's like a whole lot of different things that the government right neither. So yeah. But anyway, we'll continue the conversation. Okay, where are you going, Jose? I'll come to that show.
Okay, actually, I'm going to be participating in another YouTube creator called Latin Splaining TV. She's a very good friend of mine. In fact, she was the one that inspired me to have my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. All right, what's the name of it? I'll
Okay,
come over there and listen.
it's called Latin Splaining TV with Denise Gonzalez.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Okay. All
thank you
right.
very much for stopping by, Miss April.
Oh yeah, much respect to you. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care. So I'm just going to briefly summarize. You know, here on Open Topics, we can talk about anything and everything. I'm going to be live Sunday at, at 10 o'clock on this channel where I'm going to be talking about how we can engage when we disagree and be respectable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share clips of a stream that I did with Denise Gonzalez when we actually had a debate and we were able to discuss things like normal adults. A huge shout out to everyone in the chat and a huge shout out to all those who will be on the panel. And I just want to say that um, let's do what we can to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we'll be infected by the stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying good night, take care, stay blessed, and peace.